Welcome into ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and Tenitra. Coming up on today's show, the NFL schedule is out. Yay.
Well, you know what? We got something to be excited about because we are here at Flowery Branch. And what is not to like about the 8th pick in this year's draft?
And last but not least, for the culture, good, bad, or indifferent, we're talking Mother's Day's gift. That's all coming up next right here on ATL Day Ones. Let's go.
This is ATL Day Ones, part of Locked On Sports Atlanta. And it starts now.
I want to start off by saying thank you for making ATL Day Ones your first listen of the day. Remember, we are free and available wherever you download your podcast. And wherever you download your podcast, make sure you leave us a 5-star review. Really appreciate that from you in advance. It is ATL Day Ones, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. So guess what, guys? As you can see, we're keeping it funky on this show. We are in the parking lot of the Atlanta Falcons facility, bringing you this good work today. And coming up in about 12 minutes or so, we're going to talk about the number 8 overall pick, Bijan Robinson. Oh my God, y'all. We got some stuff to tell you. But first, we have to talk about NFL schedule T. It is out. It is, people are talking about it, and, people are so excited about it. Sometimes I feel like it's a little fake, you know what I'm saying? You ever got those fake NFL fans of the NFL, but they're just a little bit over the top. And I think that's what we saw last night. But the schedule is out, and I think the first thing that really stood out to me, T, definitely want to get you to chime in, is the fact that the Falcons are actually playing against the Saints after a bye, and they're going to be playing the Saints at the end of the season. So the hunted rivalry will not be played until after week 11, T. And also, when you think about, first off, in the first part of the schedule, you only got Carolina and Tampa Bay before the bye week. So you only get 2 divisional games. First off, we talk about how important that is, talking about path to the postseason. But yeah, those are a couple of things that just kind of stood out to me. What say you?
Yeah, I like the fact that the Falcons are starting at home. 2 home games to start, Panthers and Packers, very winnable. Right. Also, 4 home games out of the first 6 games.
Yes. And
many of those very, very winnable. And finally, I was able to ask Arthur Smith, and we'll tell you guys more about our conversation with Coach Smith today, as well as like Jarvis said with Bijan. But I asked Coach Smith, what did he like about the fact that bye is further on the schedule, not late, not super late, but certainly not after the London game like it typically is. Right. And he really, really likes that because he feels like that gives an opportunity to kind of reset for the team. Right. It gives, and it's just coming at a perfect time. So to have that bye at week 11, I really like that for the Falcons, because when they come back from London, I think, where are they traveling to? Houston, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. That's not a bad trip coming from London. Yeah. So I think they'll
probably did that on purpose.
Exactly. Or at least, right, exactly. So they're taking on the Texans, and I don't think that's going to be a bad thing for the Falcons at all. So yeah, I really, really like the way that schedule is set up. Also, to your point, not division heavy. Remember last year, all those division games at the end of the season?
Carolina Panthers within like 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah. 2 days to 3 weeks. When you're going when there's that much competition and you want to see exactly where you are with your competition, if the path to the postseason is through a divisional title, then I want to see it kind of interspersed, and let me see a couple of those games up front, see how you're working.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, because I think some of the things that, for the Falcons is pretty cool, because, a lot of people talking about no primetime games. Come on, people. Like,
well, I mean,
we know, we know what time it is. Yeah, you know that was on the table. So, but the good thing is, with the flexible schedule and everything, the Sunday night games, and we know that with the Saints to end the season, the NFL think that's going to possibly be something that's going to be worth something to put on national TV. So, I wouldn't be surprised if the Falcons do what we think they could do, given how the schedule has set up for them. I think they will have a primetime game, probably, towards the second half of the season. So that'll be good, to something to look forward to. So I'm not too shocked that they didn't have the primetime game, but I'm actually on board with it, because at the end of the day, I like 1 o'clock games. I know you like 1 o'clock games as well.
Absolutely. I love the rest of my day. Yeah. So, I mean, we're accustomed to it. It's been like that for the last couple of years, and it does have its benefits.
Yes. Also, speaking of benefits too, how about this? Speaking of social media, these schedule release videos have dropped, and I have my favorites, but the Falcons dropped theirs too.
Yeah.
And I heard my guy Andy Bunker over at 929 The Game with Andy and Randy. He mentioned that he had no idea or no clue of what they were talking about as the video was going along. And I was like, after Quavo, I had nothing. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what the theme was of the video and everything. And I was just sitting up there looking like, okay, Falcons people,
Right.
social media team, y'all normally do a good job.
Yeah.
Y'all lost me on this one.
Normally the Falcons social media team, they win.
Yes,
they stay winning.
Absolutely.
But yeah, this one might have been a little like too kind of obscure. Like you said, Quavo, good to see him kick it off. That part was cool. Nice to see L. Duncan make sort of a cameo appearance, if you will.
Right.
But then it kind of went downhill. I got the concept of what they were trying to say, but I think the people who were communicating the message, it was like a little bit, I don't know, it was suspect compared to the Titans and the Eagles. Now, those are my picks. Because the Eagles, what they did was they pretty much took every team and they used a puppy or a dog, like a dog from each player and from Coach Nick Sirianni.
Okay.
And the dog had a dog bone in its mouth or a doggy toy, and the name of that team was listed on there, and they posted it one by one by one. Now that was a cool drop.
Yeah, that's cool, and I love the Tennessee Titans. That's my favorite.
That
Absolute.
That blew it out
was
of the water.
Absolutely amazing. So they were on Broadway Street, in Tennessee, and they were just talking to different people, and they you could tell it was targeted because they were talking to some females, and there were some other people that maybe look like they don't watch NFL football.
Yeah.
So they had the people kind of guess the mascot, and the one, and of course the Falcons was great, and then it was the Red Stallions. And then Atlanta Falcons, like I said, they do good work.
They win. Now they won with that.
The Twitter name to the Red Stallions, so that is so
winning,
great,
and it's trending all over the country.
Absolutely,
winning.
absolutely. And I'm trying to figure out, hey, can I get some Red Stallion shirts,
Yeah.
man, around this joint, so we can rock on the show, so y'all can check us out and all that stuff. If you want to be every day or two, we might shoot you a shirt or something. That red Solo Cup coming. I promise you, I'm gonna send these red Solo Cups out before the season starts. So if you're an everydayer, go ahead and drop it in the comment box. And we're gonna work on getting that to you. And atlday1s@gmail.com if you want to get some more information about that. But yeah, and another one of my favorites before we move on, we're gonna talk a little Braves here in just a second. But it has to be the Jaguars one. Chester Cheeto. Chester Cheeto for that organization. Yes. The organization that hired Urban Meyer. Yeah, I will never forget. I'm sorry, Jaguars fans. I will never forget the fact that they actually hired Urban Meyer as their head coach.
Exactly.
And I called that bad boy.
Yeah.
1 year, he was gone.
He's gone.
Absolutely.
And who won the night? The NFL. Because there were literally closeout games for the NBA playoffs. And what are we talking about? Which trending? The NFL winning once again.
Yeah, absolutely winning. Hopefully the Braves can get back on the winning track.
Yes.
T. Losing the second half of their 2-game set with the Boston Red Sox. So they're going up against the Blue Jays tonight. I got the movie maker Spencer Strider. He's going to be on the mound tonight, and hopefully at 7:07 first pitch. Hopefully we can get this dub tonight, because I really feel like the Braves need to bounce back and get back on track, because with the news of Max Fried and Kyle Wright being out, until after the All-Star break, we got to get some good news coming in.
Yeah, we definitely do. And some good news for Mike Soroka, because even though he got rocked for a hot second last night, it was the bounce back.
Yes.
It was the bounce back that was excellent. So there are rumors from some of our sources that say he might just join them in Toronto for that trip.
Yes.
So that could be some very, very positive news. And like you said, if you got to go up to Toronto and reset against a team that literally is averaging like 4.92, I think it is, almost 5 runs a game. So they have a very potent, yes, they have a very, very potent offense. I think
former players' sons are killing it up there in Toronto.
Exactly. Yes. So you literally really need someone like Spencer Strider who's going to get in there and who's going to strike out the best of them. But then we also need the Braves to go back to what we saw in the first game against the Red Sox, and even before that.
Yes.
Get back to those hot bats.
Yes.
We cannot do what they cannot do what they did in that last Red Sox game. 1 out of 6 when runners are in scoring position, that can't happen. They've got to just get back on that rhythm. But like you said,
they didn't score till late too, T.
Yes,
That's been
and
the
it was
thing
a
about
late
the Braves.
score.
If they don't score early, those bats tend to struggle a little bit. And I think if they can get it going early, I have all the confidence in the world that they're going to get back on track tonight against the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, we got a chance to meet Bijan today. and I like them.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that next. But first, we gotta tell you, today's episode is brought to you by Built Bar. Built Bar.
Ooh.
Sorry, excuse me. I'm sorry. Like Built Bar, built.com/locked on to be exact. Because you know, T and I, we've been doing our thing. We've been working out, getting our workout on, and everything like that. And Built has helped us get where we need to be because from all the flavors and everything, the 100% real chocolate, I'm talking about 17 grams of protein, all of those things right there go into what we've been able to tell you about Built is the fact that it's so good. It is so amazing. And guess what? If you're tired of ordering online, going to built.com, and you want to get out the house because the pandemic is over with, I think, and and you want to go to an actual store to go pick up some bars. How about this? Sam's Club and Walmart. If you want to go to Walmart, you can get the 4-bar box. You know what I'm saying, and have your own little per se in your middle console right before you go to the gym. Or you can be like me. I'm a big man, as y'all can see. I'm tall, I'm big. Zach Harrison was looking almost like eye to eye. He was kind of looking down on me. I almost had to kind of size him up a little bit, but that's okay. It's all good. But if you want the big boy box, you can go to Sam's Club and go get your Built bars there. So make sure, if you want to go to built.com, that's cool. No problem with that. But if you want to go into the store, Walmart, Sam's Club, got you covered. Go pick yourself up a Built bar.
And if you want a reason to root for Bijan Robinson, we have, what did 50 Cent say? We got 21 questions and we got 21 answers today.
Yes,
he literally
absolutely
answered what felt like 21 questions. We, of course, are here at mini rookie camp for the Falcons kicking off today.
Right here
in Flowery Branch, right?
Yes.
And so we had an opportunity to speak with Bijan Robinson, Zach Harrison, DeMarco Hellams, and we're going to talk to you guys more about that Monday. So make sure you come back so we can give you guys some downloads on the rest of the rookie class as well. But yeah, it was so interesting just to have the opportunity to talk to Bijan. And Jarvis, you asked him a really great question because obviously everyone always wants to know from the coach's perspective what he thinks about the top pick in the draft. Jarvis, you asked the top pick in the draft how he felt about the coach.
The one thing that y'all know, this is not breaking news, because I think that Arthur Smith is a guy that he puts his players in position to succeed. And I'm not saying that because that's what he said. Arthur Smith ain't got an ego like that. He has an ego, but not like that. Chris Lindstrom told me this. Yeah, he told me to my face. He was just like, man, he puts his players in position to succeed. And I asked Bijan about, everybody talked about the expectation that the coach had from you. What are your expectations of your play caller, of the guy that's going to be able to put you in position to, achieve whatever your goals may be? And I think that his answer was perfect. He was talking about how he's very direct. He said, I'm gonna coach you hard and I'm gonna tell you exactly what you need. So he said he loves that. Mm-hmm. Players love direct coaches, guys who are being honest with them, guys who are not gonna jerk them around. And to be honest with you, I got news for you guys. There are a lot of coaches who do that, who do the opposite of that. Jerk you around, don't tell you the truth, tell you whatever you want to hear to get you in the building. And that's not the case with this regime. Terry Fontenot, Arthur Smith, and talking to the guys that they brought in during free agency, these guys respect them and they believe them. And when you have that type of culture that you're building or trying to build, and you bring guys in like Bijan, like there's one thing for me personally to not like the position that was picked at that spot, right? I've been very clear about that. But it's a different thing when you meet the person.
Sure.
And meeting Bijan today and having a chance to talk to him, that the Falcons got something special.
Very.
It's something about that guy. He's one of those somebody dudes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just something about him that lets you know that he's going to be successful.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about film and all that stuff. Like the film, don't lie. Like, I understand that, but it's something about the person that it helps you understand why the Falcons fell in love with this dude at number 8.
Absolutely. And the person is the one who had the presence of mind, the wisdom at such a young age to say, hey, agent, Falcons, me, let's sit out at this table and get this contract negotiation done before rookie minicamp even starts. So I asked him about that. How, relieved is he to just get that out of the way and focus on the field? And he said, I'd be focused on the field regardless because that's just the guy I am. He said, but you know what? I'm glad we got that done because he really wanted to just be about the team and getting acclimated to this new process that he's going through now that he is in the NFL. And the other question I asked him about was with this, which I think speaks a lot to your point, and also one of our former colleagues, Mark Zeno, asked about culture to Arthur Smith. And the answer that Arthur Smith gave about the importance of the culture that they're continuing to try to build, it literally builds upon what Bijan said, which is basically that it's important to him to be that teammate. It's important to him to be the person that says, I'm here to win, but I want to win with you. So I asked him about that too. Hey, have you had any conversation with the veterans? Have you had any conversation with Cordero Patterson or Tyler Algier? And he said, yeah. And matter of fact, specifically with Tyler Algier, he FaceTimed with him. And he said, man, I'm excited to work with you in the backfield. We're going to do this. Like, we're going to get this done. We're going to win. And to me, what that really said was, I'm level setting, because I know what you did last year for this team. And I know that a lot of people question how you're going to fit in with me, but I'm here to tell you we're going to fit together and we're going to figure this thing out. And so to hear that he is already having that conversation and initiated that conversation, you got to love that, because that's the kind of thing that tells you those guys are going to go in the trenches and fight for one another. He also talked about not just reaching out to his veteran running backs in the running back room. He's talked to his O-lineman. He's talked to Desmond. He's talked to Kyle. I mean, he literally has already kind of started building what you want to see in a guy that is going to be expected to perform both on the field and be important off the field for this team as well.
Yeah, you can't coach that. No. Like that has to be instilled in you. It has to do with your upbringing, and you can just tell like when somebody is a good dude. And here's the thing with me, like the Falcons have traditionally always wanted to go after those good dudes, but you know, some of those good dudes can't play ball. And they have found the unicorn. You know, I know that's a term that Chuckery uses in a negative connotation sometimes, but we love Chuck over here at ATL Day One. Make sure you guys check out Hitting Hard with John Chuckery whenever you get a chance. It is an excellent show. 6 months. Water cooler talking points. 6 months in advance. There we go. But yeah, Bijan is a guy that checks both boxes, and I think that to be able to do that and be able to do it at this level, I think it's going to be something to watch.
Yeah, and he is one of those who's going to make his mother proud. And we're going to talk a little bit about a proud mama in a little while. But the other piece that I wanted to say was this. That same unicorn piece that you talk about being off the field and on the field, we're going to talk to you guys about Zach Harrison and DeMarco Hellams and the rest of that rookie class on Monday, and we're going to tell you guys how they are unicorns as well. It's a consistency that you can now see the thread in what Terry and Arthur were able to do. So yeah, don't forget to come back on Monday. We'll tell you guys all about that, but we kind of know you're going to come back because you're everydayers, and you always want to see, like, what are Jarvis and Tenitra going to do this time? Hey, we bring you out here front and center, up close and personal, to see what's going on as the Falcons get ready for the 2023 season. We give you reaction to the schedule, and we get you guys up to speed on what is going on specifically with the number 8 pick in the draft, even down to him wearing a number 7, which we love that cut. Yeah, he's even thoughtful and mindful about what that means to this franchise and to you guys as Falcons fans. Very self-aware. So don't forget, check us out if you want to comment on what we talked about today or any show. Don't forget to put that in our comment section on YouTube. You can also follow us on Twitter at JarvisD90, and I am at Tenitra Batiste, and you can DM us and we'll tell you all about our experience here at Rookie Minicamp. Thank you, everydayers. Keep going to YouTube and checking us out, and don't forget to download us wherever you download your podcasts.
And leave us a 5-star review. Stop playing around, man. Come on, y'all know y'all love us. Y'all love us. I know y'all love us. But this is For the Culture. It is the intersection between sports, entertainment, and culture. Sometimes whatever the hell we want to talk about, because that's just how we get down on this show. Today is no different. We're sitting in the parking lot of the Atlanta Falcons facility up in Flowery Branch doing this show for y'all. We're here for you. How about this? All right, now, y'all know Mother's Day is going down Sunday, and, you know, some guys tend to struggle a little bit when it comes to the Mother's Day. And the one thing that I had to learn, though, T, like, I know that, you know, I seem like the perfect guy, but, you know, players mess up sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And one thing that I had to learn about my wife is, when it comes to Mother's Day, she's not the biggest fan of jewelry. My wife is take it or leave it, or mostly leave it. And it was just like, all right, cool, it'll sit up on, it'll collect dust. Like, there's I always joke or mess with her, like, sometimes, like, I was like, you know, that bracelet I bought you, like, do you even know where it is? So I'm like, I'll spend some change on that. You know, maybe I can go hawk that bad boy and go buy me a video game console or something. But anyway, yeah, I think that was one of the things that I had to learn. I learned pretty quickly because I don't like to waste money. You know, I like to, you know, I'm a frugal man, you know what I'm saying? But I know when to not be frugal. So let me just leave it at that. But yeah, I think that was one of the things. But I think, and one thing I also had to learn too when it comes to Mother's Day is the fact that cater to the person.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I was like, oh yeah, I want to do this, and then we're going to have you do this, and we're going to have you do that. And I'm just like, and my wife was looking at me like, who wants to do that?
Right.
I don't want to do that. Like, that's what you want to do for me.
That,
like, you know what I'm saying?
And that is such a great point that you make, because oftentimes that's what we do. Whether it's Mother's Day or any holiday or birthday, we get the gift that we want to get for that person as opposed to what that person would want. Now, the other piece of that, however, is when you do that, you would hope that the person on the receiving end is appreciative and they understand, like, wow, it was still a well thought, it was still thoughtful of them to say, hey, I heard you when you said that your back's hurting, so hey, I'll get you that chair. And Jarvis knows what I'm talking about. Many years ago, I had a chair for a holiday gift, and I was like, what am I supposed to do with the chair? And then I found out the background story of it, and it was the sweetest gift ever. Yes. So I think about that and, you know, appreciate Jarvis for kind of schooling me from the male perspective of like, this is what that mindset is. So all you moms out there, make sure if your husband or your significant other is kind enough to get you something and recognize you and honor you, just appreciate it. I mean, unless it's like a crock pot. I'm mad if you're mad about that crock pot. But anything else, just appreciate the guys for trying, because, hey, it's not easy choosing gifts for us. It's not at all. And I think that, you know, so this year, you know, like, another thing that I learned about my wife, she ain't really big into the whole crowds and being out 40-minute waits and for food and all that stuff. So I made an executive decision today to go take my wife to brunch. Yes. And let me tell you, like, and this is not a paid endorsement. However, I like to talk about good food, and this is a recommendation from my stomach right now.